the sentence that the judge gives. Some sit in the cells with their books. They used to talk and feed their minds, don't care about the dirty looks. Yo, I take for what it took to be a crook. Push your head, yo, I'll never...
Hey, what's going on, wrestling fans? It is me, the Boston bad boy, Jason Rumble, and it's Friday night free for all. Some big things just popping off in the world of professional wrestling. And, some people are saying that these rumors are not true. It's pretty much out there on a lot of internet circles right now that these releases could be true, they could be false. And without further ado, let me bring in one at a time, as I always do. I bring them always in on order on how they enter my studio. The man who is always first, my buddy, Mr. Adam Jack Pelly. How we doing tonight, brother?
I'm all right, brother. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain. How's things there out in Nova Scotia? How's the weather treating you?
It's all right. A lot of drizzle today, so I'm got caught in the rain a bit from work, going to the gym, but it was okay. It was all right.
What's the temperature like? Is it still cold where you're at? Because I'll tell you, here in the state of Maine, we're freezing our nuts off.
Yeah, it's cold. It's probably, we got up to probably 6 degrees today, but yeah, with the rain, it was a bit colder. But I guess New Brunswick, it snowed today.
We got snow today. Not
really?
that it accumulated, but it was seeable. So
yeah,
love the shirt, brother.
Yeah, I was working at the church, and there's two couples from Ontario that walked by, and they were from a Christian Reformed church in Ontario, and they wanted to see the inside of the church, take pictures, so I brought them in. And the one guy kind of ribbed me about the Blue Jays beating the Red Sox 3-1 in the series, the last series, but that's all right.
What you say. It's only April, brother. We'll see you in September. And let me bring in the APOC himself, the stiff one, Mr. Mike King. So, Mike, let's just talk about it. I'm not going to ask you how you are, how you doing, but let me ask you, how are you, how you doing?
13-hour day. I'm tired.
I hear you, brother. So let's just jump right to it. The releases that were just made by the WWE, are they false?
Yeah, they are.
And has it happened?
As of right now, I've checked WWE.com, and generally by now, if the releases were legit, it would have been on WWE.com. So I don't know. I don't know if it's real, not real. Generally when they release somebody, and even if it's NXT, they post it on.
It seems to me that if the cuts are true, it's the majority is NXT talent.
Yeah, I don't understand why they would release Dakota Kai. I mean, she just came back.
Yeah, I can't
understand why they released Malcolm Bivens. That guy is a fantastic man.
And guess who's the first person that took a picture of Malcolm Bivens and basically photoshopped it next to him? MJF.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, they work together in the Indies.
Okay.
I did see on Twitter though that Heartland posted under his real name again. So
okay,
that could be legit because he just disappeared from TV altogether. It's been like 3 weeks and Gacy's been by himself.
But I like the Joe Gacy push in NXT. I do like that.
Yeah.
So what did you think of him anyways, being with Gacy? Did you think anything of him?
Well, they were dubbing him the next Brock Lesnar, and they gave him a stupid gimmick. I didn't like that gimmick at all. They tried to make him like a mix of Festus and the Undertaker. Do you know what I mean?
He kind of reminded me of a New Age Nails.
Yeah, let the kid. That's the only thing I don't understand. I get it's business, and they want to make their own stars, and they don't want people using their real names. I understand that, but let the kid work. I mean, the kid didn't. didn't really wrestle a match at all.
Yeah.
Like
I saw him do like one squash match.
Yeah, like that was
Yeah.
it. Like he threw Brian Kedrick down the stairs, and then the next day, Kedrick got released. Like I don't understand sometimes. Like, I mean, I watched NXT a little bit on Tuesday, but because I was exhausted. The match work is good, but it just like you bring them back. You brought Todd and Eric back down the NXT to wrestle the two kids from the Diamond Mine.
Yeah.
You know, and
oh really? The
Yeah.
Viking Raiders are back down in NXT.
Yeah, they're gonna wrestle this week on against the Diamond Mine tag team.
You know, I haven't really watched much NXT.
I think the reason they're bringing these WWE guys down to NXT, they're just looking to get ratings. They're trying to bring up ratings.
But also you got to understand that. I mean, Todd and the Viking Raiders haven't been doing nothing on SmackDown, and they probably want to work. So, I mean, they actually wrestled Tuesday night. I forgot who it was they wrestled. Oh, the two young kids. Jesus.
And your guys, and No Faye and Blade.
Yeah. It was a good match. It was a good match. I don't know if the releases are legit or not, to be honest with you, because I haven't seen nothing on WWE.com. And like I said, generally that's who I check when releases happen, and they put it up, and nothing's happened.
You go right to the source. Yeah, I get you. The only one thing that makes me think that it's real, Mike, is that they know something before us. Is like I'm saying, like when I look at Dirt Sheet, and then the other one I went to is
Dirt Sheet gets most of their information from Fightful Select.
Yes.
They repost a lot of what Fightful Select, and generally Fightful Select is usually right about a lot of things. So, I mean, like Ryan Santana, he's an idiot. That kid Ryan Santana, he's
guys. I have a special guest, Dexter Loomis. Oh no, it's not Dexter Loomis.
I don't. That's another one that baffles me because he was. I
liked his work.
He was over.
Yeah, guaranteed, man. Yeah. He was.
Again, I went right to the source, and there's nothing. I mean, nothing on WWE.com. Zero. So, I don't know. I know Joey Janela got released from AEW.
His contract was actually up today, either today or tomorrow.
It was today. So, I mean, there's a lot of talent from AEW that's not being re-signed.
Whose contract got up today?
Joey Janela.
Not
that that's a needle mover or anybody that the WWE or NXT would want, but
right.
All right, Capelli.
He's more suited for GCW.
Capelli, what's up, buddy?
What's happening, boys?
So, what do you think of these?
You have to fit that dome. Holy shit!
Do you think these releases are real?
No, unless I was trying to get in earlier, and I something was going on, so I heard what Mike said, and I got to agree.
Fill me in, guys. I'm out of the loop. I don't know what's going on other than Dexter.
If it hasn't been, listen, if it's not on WWE.com and they haven't said, the whole wish you the best in your future endeavors, I wouldn't believe it until I see it.
Yeah,
I got to see it there to believe it, because they're going to post it, and that's when it's official.
The only thing I heard dirt sheet wise through Fightful is that any official release won't happen until May 5th or something like that. Who are we talking about, guys? I don't know anything. I haven't.
Go through the list.
It's a bunch of no names along with Dakota Kai, Dexter Loomis, and the Brock Lesnar wannabe. But the one baffling thing is Malcolm Bivens.
Now, see,
was baffling though, because he's over.
Right.
That's what I mean. That's mind baffling. Why would you know what I mean? Wait on the stick.
So on Twitter, Bivens cut a promo. and he never said he got released. He just was talking about Xia Li. So I don't know. Like I've no like. It could be true, could not be true. They could be working people. I don't know. But why, why put out all those no names? That, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get it.
Malcolm Bivens is one guy. Malcolm Bivens is one guy that should be up in the main roster right now, being a manager.
Don't get me wrong. They are due for a round of releases. It's that time of year.
Yes. Yeah.
May 5th, guys. That's the date I'm hearing.
Well, April 15th came and went, and nobody got released. So I was kind of like, oh, they're keeping people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, Chris said, Capelli said, and I say, if it's not on WWE.com, I'm not believing it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Dexter Loomis thing is definitely mind-boggling because I thought Loomis was going to be a character I thought Loomis was a character that could definitely fit the main roster style, whether or not it was Monday in or Friday night. I thought Dexter Loomis is that type of guy that fits the mold.
B, you know how I
he's
felt
injured.
about him years ago.
What is that?
I do believe he's injured.
Okay.
I said you know how I felt about him a year
Buddy,
ago.
you have said that he reminds you of Stunning Steve Austin.
Without a voice.
He does.
Yes.
Look at him.
Yeah.
But
the hair, the hair alone does it.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was anonymous like the great Kabuki. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
The no talking thing always got me as a kid, like when someone didn't talk.
Well,
we should try it.
Talking about guys ready for the main roster. I thought, and we said this before on the podcast, that LA Knight is the guy that's ready for the main roster, and then
he is on the main roster
as a manager.
He's a manager.
He's better than that, man.
Well, he's starting a faction. That's what he's doing. I mean, he's gonna wrestle.
Yeah.
Another faction.
I hope he wrestles.
Yeah, that's a faction of bums.
Well, your boy, Jay's boy Mansoor is going to be part of that faction.
Yeah, I mean Mansoor, Mace.
They got to do something with him.
Listen, I think, like I said, Mansoor has charisma.
Yep. If he's going to be a heel,
he's now heel and a model.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Mansoor does not. I could care less about him.
Yeah.
If he got future in Devitt, I wouldn't care.
Who's this?
Mansoor.
See, I think he's good for business.
What business?
He's not even on TV, you clown.
What company are you talking about?
He's good.
He's good for fucking NWA New England. That's about it.
Mansoor?
Yeah, he ain't shit for fucking WWE.
I think he's got great charisma.
Bang bang.
Yeah. Chris Charisma, maybe.
For Saudi Arabia.
All right.
Yeah.
Listen, I like Mansoor.
He gets that Middle East crowd. Like he sells tickets.
If
the Middle East want to watch him.
If Mustafa Ali didn't go off haywire, I think that they was doing something good. I would like to have seen them two along with Jinder Mahal and maybe one of these
Spanky.
couple of big guys. Yeah,
Spanky.
Whoever.
Spanky, whatever the fuck his name is.
Shanky Mahan.
Listen, the only good one out of the whole bunch that's going to get over is Veer Mahan.
Okay.
Ricochet.
Remember, they did do Ali and Mansoor, and it sucked.
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised Ali came back, to be honest with you.
Well,
Mikey had no choice, bro. He had 2.5 years left. It was like sit at home or work.
He's getting paid to sit at home. I would have sat at home.
Yeah, but like, I think he just had to come back to work, keep himself active, keep himself seen.
I agree. Eventually, you become rusty.
Well, you're definitely going to. I believe that you're going to see Rhea Ripley and Ciampa join Edge because they both went heel on Monday night.
Yeah, they already chopped off Tommaso's name,
are they
right?
going to change her name to Ripley or Rhea? Is this the new gimmick now?
Probably Rhea. They're probably going to get rid of the last name and just do Rhea.
I think Ripley would be better.
I gotta ask, what is this new wave of Single names.
It's
Riddle,
not new. It's not new,
Theory.
Capelli. It's been going on for a while.
It's because they're basically going to own every name. Like, that's why they didn't let Braun Breaker use his real name, because it's connected to the Steiners.
But Austin Theory's not his real name. But
no,
now he's just
Austin is his real name, but Theory's not.
Yeah, but so isn't Steve Austin, Steve Williams. I mean, still.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
So are we gonna get? Is he just gonna be Edge,
Theory.
and then we're gonna have Damian, and then we'll have Ciampa, and we'll have Rhea, and they'll
No, that's what it is. Yeah.
Basically, that's Capelli. Evidently, they like it.
I don't like Tommaso Ciampa. Like had a good flow to it. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying,
brother. I'm not going to
Austin
disagree.
Theory has a great, like, you wouldn't say John Cena wouldn't have been Cena. John Cena goes well. Austin Theory kind of has a.
Well, I liked it. I liked it when they did the Austin Theory, because he shaved an A in the side of his head. It was actually kind of funny.
Yeah, and he goes to A-Town and all that shit. I mean, it's.
Take that, grab.
I don't know.
Freaking Charlotte Flair, can't stand her. Anyways,
I don't like Capelli either. I just, what are you gonna do?
So, you guys, I want to bring it up because I actually can see the vision and I actually like it. I hate the name, but I'm liking the gimmick and the Edge, the faction. I don't like the name Judgment Day. If they wanted to call it Judgment, that's fine. But
they'll probably cut that in half too.
I like the name. I like the idea behind it. Edge, and he should have 4 people with him. Because you guys understand what the gimmick is, right?
Gimmick infringement, damn it.
Now, you know what Edge is trying to be, right? The idea behind Edge.
What is it?
Ultimately, they're not going to do this, but he's supposed to be like Lucifer in a way.
Okay. Like that show, Lucifer.
Nah, different than that. No.
Okay.
Edge is supposed to be like, he's the fallen one. He's the fallen hero that's gonna turn, he does, the whole gimmick. You can see because they do the wings in the back. He's sitting on a throne. And then what you're ultimately gonna see is he's gonna have 4 people with him. His quote unquote horsemen of the apocalypse, in a way. Not APOC, of course. Gimmick infringement, Mike, I know. But so he's gonna ultimately have 4 people with him, and they'll do that whole,
the four is gonna be
Ciampa,
Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, and the rumor is that it's gonna end up being Finn Balor's gonna go heel.
That's what I heard too.
Hey B, did the Patriots just trade up and get the wrong receiver?
Yes, they did.
The fuck.
They got a 3rd round receiver in the 2nd round. Just like they got a 3rd round fucking god in the 1st round.
We'll discuss that Wednesday.
The receiver they should have got is that Canadian that Mac Jones played with in Alabama. That's the one I think we should have got.
Oh man, the game.
He went in the 1st round, my friend.
Hey, a guy named Logan Mankins, who played 10 strong years for the Patriots, was a 4th round projection and became a Pro Bowl player selected in the 1st round.
Yeah, that was with
listen, it's just, hey, it's Bill Belichick, and when you discover the fact that Bill needs to go, but that's a story for another day.
We'll talk about that because I'm on the same page. Anyways, I thought Raw was good this week.
Yeah, so I thought Raw was good too. Like, I'm not definite about it, but I'm a little maybe. This would a better Raw. This could have been the Raw after WrestleMania.
It could have been. It should have been. I agree. Gentlemen, I'll be right back. 1 second.
Look at that. His hat just fell off and my phone fell. A lot of gravity.
No, it was the glare from that dome.
Do you know, Formsy, before you entered the room, I was like, I was ready to say, I doubt we're going to see James Forbes because we might have to talk him off the ledge at his work, knowing that Dexter Lumis could have been released by the WWE. Because I know how much you love you some Dexter Lumis, brother. I know that was one argument we had before was you were feeling like he deserved that like push like to the moon, a rocket strapped to his ass. And I was like, slow and steady wins his race, man, because he got to get used to his character and who he is. And I felt like right now, after him doing that Indy Hartwell stuff, like, he's golden.
Index.
Yes. I thought that was a golden idea. And you get to see that he's entertaining.
Well, that started like in between Black and Gold transforming over to 2.0 too.
Yes.
I think it kind of got lost in the shuffle, but I always saw money in that guy. You know, and there's no place for him to go, and that's sad. You know what I mean? It's just like, he
can always go back to NWA. That's where he came from. So
yeah, he wouldn't fit in. He wouldn't fit in AEW.
There's nobody fitting in AEW.
Oh, yes, he would.
No, I don't think he would.
Bull crap. He would fit in with the House of Black right away with them tattoos. Bull crap.
I don't
right
think
away
so.
Fits in with
there's
the House
no room in AEW.
Listen, I know it. I understand. But if you're telling me Dexter Luke, he's got the tattoos, that he's black as anything, they're all blacked out. He looks demonic. He would fit with the House of Black. That's just my opinion. You could be right. He could even fit with the Dark Order.
I would rather say
Dark Order's a joke now.
But it's like, what's House of Black doing, dude? Who is their opponents for a Double or Nothing? It's got to be Mox and Danielson, right? I mean, the card is they got no card. They got no storylines. They now got Punk and Hangman with like what? No build, really. What MJF and Wardlow?
What do you mean? I gotta ask.
There is no build between. There's no build between Hangman and CM Punk. Don't even go there.
Why?
That match together.
No. Hold on. So you're telling me what they've been doing over the past 2 months with trying to build CM Punk by saying he's going after the title, that theoretically, to a certain extent, that there's no sense on the credibility of the backstory is what you're trying to say right now.
I don't feel it. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to see the match, but like I'm not feeling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jay, what's backstory? Him saying that he wants the title? That's a backstory?
Exactly.
Yeah. Listen, the writing in wrestling nowadays is vanilla, Mike.
I understand that. But there's vanilla, and then there's AEW. There is no writing. It's just Sideshow Bob booking shit that he wants to see. That's it.
Yeah, I get you.
I'm not lying. You know I'm right.
No.
The biggest AEW fan is complaining right now, and that's Forbesy.
The funny thing is he's been complaining for the past 8 months.
It's been sucking
about AEW. Listen, FTR, that was a hell of a match.
Oh,
that one-on-one.
Yeah.
That was a great match.
Like, I'll be honest. I do not watch AEW for a storyline. I don't expect it. I expect to see quality matches when I put on that television product. And the reason being is because that's what you're trying to tell me you deliver, is quality matches. You already told me right away, I ain't going to give you a story, Jason Delegata. I'm going to give you quality matches.
All right. Okay.
Solid statement, Jay. Solid statement. I can't rebut that.
I understand that. But now you have the AEW fuckboys, and I'm not saying Forbesy is one of them, are complaining because there's no storylines. There's nothing to follow. There's nothing to grab the fans' attention. Wait, shut up! Shut up! Let me finish. They are booking indie style. I've been saying this since they started.
I don't call it indie style. You know why, Mike? I kind of believe that, like, you work for APW, correct?
Yep.
They throw storylines to get people to come in and out of those stores, correct?
Yep.
So
there's more storylines. There's more storylines in APW than AEW.
Exactly. He's booking indie style of the 80s and the 70s, just putting the strongest people together, hoping nobody knows nothing.
You don't know nothing.
I kind of feel like AEW had stories, but WWE entertainment-wise and their storylines are far more superior to the AEW product.
AEW was putting on way better storylines in the first 18 months than they are now. Look at what they're doing with the TNT title. First of all, Sammy Guevara should not have been beating Miro. Miro made that title mean something. Now it's being hot potatoed.
I don't have to say nothing. He does it all for me.
So I get back to the thing is I'll say it like I say
I'm a puppeteer.
I watch AEW because what you tell me is you're going to have strong quality matches. I don't expect a storyline. Watching WWE, I expect storylines.
So, all right, let's break it down match-wise, okay? Like, that take the storylines out of the equation, okay?
Yep.
Some of the stuff that WWE is doing right now in the ring is really strong. Really strong, okay?
Yep.
Ever since Cody Rhodes came back, and I wasn't a big Cody Rhodes fan to begin with.
Well,
now
honestly,
he's got me hooked.
He's definitely changed my mind about him because I thought he was just going to be another mid-carder, get a small push, and that's going to be it. He's out over the place right now.
Yeah.
He just did a podcast with Stone Cold Steve Austin, which will be available May 6th.
Yep.
Like, he's like definitely taking his game to the next level, even in the ring.
Mike, don't you feel about Cody though, like in 4 more weeks that it's going to become like
no.
Do you know why? Because they're going to make him be the one to beat Reigns. Okay. And isn't going to happen this year, but it's going to happen after WrestleMania 39.
I think it.
I
Go ahead.
But it's going to happen at WrestleMania 39 because The Rock. Still don't think The Rock's coming.
Okay.
They've been teasing it.
They have been because The Rock. I was flipping through something. The Rock himself put something out about he needs to be getting ready.
Yeah,
right. But he's also doing the bodybuilding. Don't forget.
Yes.
But do you guys think The Rock and Reigns need the title?
No.
No.
And and how long do you think Raw 3-hour show can go on without guys fighting for a world title on that show? How long?
Well, I agree with that, and they've said that there's going to be a title, a world title for Raw, but when they're gonna split it up?
I'm going to be honest with you. I am one that would love to just see the brand split be done with. I think it makes writing easier. I believe that one night you can have the champ on saying some trash, and then it can be on the next if you want to see it, whether it's Friday or
I'm not
Monday.
Disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing with you.
There's plenty of titles.
And they need to cut Raw back to 2 hours.
What?
There's plenty of titles, man, but you need a heavy title, bruh.
Buddy, you have the heavyweight championship, and right now it's being held by a guy who's held it for over 600 days.
Okay, but you got a 3-hour show that does not have a heavyweight title.
Can I tell you something? Why does the show all of a sudden need a championship belt when in years past the champion, if you wanted to see him fight, you went to go see him live. You didn't see him on TV. Why can they not start to retrain the wrestling brain on if you want to see our champ legitimately fight, you got to buy a ticket to a premium event. Why can't they try and train the brain to do that?
Everybody's attention spans is too small compared to our day, bro. It's a different mindset, man. It's just like.
Well, the reason why I say this is, Mike, you were there when Walter said a lot of this stuff. Wrestling is a wheel. They get you to believe what they want to believe, and they can take something that's old and fool you to make it new again. Just like the 2.5-year reign of a title belt being around a champion, making the belt look credible, and the runs going like a prize fighter. Mike Tyson, 27-0, defending that championship title streak. I just myself my honest opinion, I believe the WWE is trying to bring an old school formula back to the new school life.
I don't dispute it.
If you have a champion that has been beat for so long, some people are going to tune in to see if he can be beat.
Not.
I understand. Like, I get where Forbes is coming from. I understand what Jay's saying. Do I think the brand split needs to go? Yes, but how stubborn is Fox going to be about it? Do you know what I mean?
Brand split is going nowhere. They've already announced it. There is no intentions by the WWE to do a brand split in any time in the near future. They can't.
And that's got a lot to do with Fox. Fox has got Vince by the balls right now.
I think right now everything's going smooth, and you'll hear me say this till I'm blue in my face, is that we don't know what is going on in boardroom meetings between Fox and USA. What's to say that they do not like what's going on?
Okay,
That's all.
I agree with that, but also Fox has put a lot of money in SmackDown. A lot.
They have.
More than USA has put in the Raw.
You guys got to remember, Fox has leased. They have a lease for WWE SmackDown. They have full control, ultimately, of what goes on their network with, obviously, in an agreement. I'm sure that it would happen, but they're leasing and paying huge money for SmackDown. So
Jay, let me ask you a question. I don't mean to cut you off, Chris.
Right.
How many times have you seen Reigns on Raw since WrestleMania? One time. That is it.
I was going to say I've only probably watched Raw 2 times since WrestleMania.
He was on the night after WrestleMania, and then that's it. You haven't seen him at all.
Yeah.
You've seen more of the Usos on Raw than you have Reigns.
That's what I was about to say. You're kind of getting – you are getting the bloodline, though. You are getting –
but it's not the same, dude. It's not the same.
Jimmy and Jay have nowhere near the same draw that Roman has.
I understand that.
The only reason why they're hot right now is because they're with Roman Reigns. If they weren't with Roman Reigns, they'd be back down to where they were before. Nothing.
And if I was writing,
because they're with Roman Reigns,
go ahead. Let Capelli grab it.
If I was writing for Raw, the gimmick I would be doing right now is, I know that they said, you know, the Bloodline's gonna have all the gold. The Usos should lose and let RK Bro, because they're so hot, let them unify the title.
Totally agree.
Usos lose.
Right on.
And that, you know what? I bet you that's gonna happen.
That's what should happen. That would make for better television.
Yep. Because everyone is expecting the Usos to win at Backlash. They should swerve everybody and give it to Orton and RK.
When is Backlash?
A couple weeks, right?
Yeah, I think it's not Mother's Day. I think it's I don't know. Let me look it up.
Week after?
Could be.
Yeah, so lately I've read the couple of reports the past 3 weeks, and I got to watch. I basically watched the opening match to AEW Dynamite, which was FTR versus FTR, and I thought it was great.
Awesome. It was good.
So,
speaking of FTR,
this is Ralph Squilante Jr. Gertner meeting Capelli.
Yeah.
Give him a call when you can.
Okay. We'll do. I'll call you this week.
Go ahead. Speaking of FTR.
So I know there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of stuff on the dirt sheets about them wanting
May 8th.
the right deal and blah, blah, blah. And WWE, somebody in WWE has come out and said they have no interest in re-signing FTR in any time in the near future.
I bet you that was released by FTR so they would get another year because that's what they got.
Yeah. Makes sense. Hey, you
Sideshow Bob immediately picked up their year extension. I can't even call him a wrestling promoter because he's a freaking clown.
Can I tell you something? You know what was funny as anything? Is last night seeing him in the war room as the Jaguars picked their number 1 pick. He's sitting at the table. I'm like, what a fucking clown show.
That's okay. Somebody posted on Twitter Tony Khan messing up the Jaguars just like he's messing up AEW. It was great.
Yeah, to me, I watch AEW the way I used to watch WCW to watch the Cruiserweight Invasion. When Guerrero, Juventud, like that didn't have no storyline, but I watched it because I liked the matches.
But there was storylines in WCW.
Yeah, there was.
There's one.
They
There's
weren't
one in AEW, and it's Wardlow and MJF. That's all it is.
And they're doing pretty decent with that.
Yeah, they are. I actually like how they're building up Wardlow.
Oh, I love how they're building up.
He beat Archer. He's gonna beat Big Cass next week. So I mean,
who? Big Cass is there?
He's
one shot deal.
Yeah. Okay. One shot deal.
I just love the fact that MJF is openly saying, "I'm going to the highest bidder," and he's gonna get his money.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. It will be Vince. Vince will outbid Sideshow.
He is pumping his brakes, man. Let me tell you.
So the reason why I call him, can't even say his name, is Sideshow Bob, is you had Cody Rhodes, who started this whole thing, okay, got disgusted with the whole thing and split and went back to WWE. What does that tell you?
That Nick and Matt Jackson are right behind him.
Yep.
Nope. Other way around. I think Nick and Matt Jackson are the reason Cody left, because Cody said it as much. I'm sorry, not Cody. Kenny Omega said as much in an interview.
Yes.
That Cody had one vision. Kenny, Nick, and Matt had another vision.
Okay.
And Sideshow Bob pulled the reins from everybody and took over himself.
Yeah, Sideshow Bob said, "This is my vision."
Right. The shits. He took a drizzling shit and go, "This is what I want to do."
He's got some of the best, or could get some of the best hands on some of the best producers in the world.
He wants to do it all himself.
How he's not utilizing Arn Anderson, Dean Malenko,
Regal,
Steven Regal.
Regal is strictly a talent. That's all he is. He's nothing backstage. He's just a talent.
I'm thinking I may be wrong on this, but Cody might have been maybe the best worker, the great worker right now as there is. He goes to creates another platform, builds his name, and then gets out of it to come to the biggest platform in the world and be the top guy.
Drew McIntyre did the same thing.
I'm going to give you this. If Walter was alive, Walter would have called everything Cody did a work.
So it worked. He worked the whole thing. He worked everybody.
What if
Jay,
it was
you're right. Jay, you're right, because Walter would say if it's on TV,
it's a goddamn work. He released him because he needed him to go out on his own so that the wrestling fans, or other than the WWE, would know who that he is. So when he comes back to the WWE, he can rightfully push him to the moon.
Listen, but we all know it wasn't a work. He wasn't happy.
Don't be a Joey come out and all right, please, because he's been dormant ever since it was not a work.
Yeah.
He's walking around with a big giant eggshell on his face.
No, there was no work there. The fucking guy, he did not want to fucking be there at the time. He hated his gimmick. They let him go, and he went and made a name for himself. Now that he made a name for himself, he's back.
Yeah. What if I understand he didn't like this, but what if Vince really did say to him, "Cody, I'm gonna give you release, but I have a way that I can help keep your name into things, and at the same time, let's do this." What if it was just a work the whole time, that when he released him and said, "We're gonna hold up the name thing"?
A 6-year work. Listen, if it was a year, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Don't be a mark, Jay. Shut up.
Thank you very much.
You know better than that.
How's it being a mock thinking the fucking business is a work?
All this Cody
He
wanted.
becomes relevant. Like, not just relevant, he has now become a top tier star.
He's a top babyface on Raw.
That's all Cody wanted.
He's one of the top baby faces on Raw. He's not top.
Who's the top?
Right there, man.
Who's the top baby face on Raw?
RK Bro, the top faces on Raw.
Okay.
Well, the report I wrote that the writers are specifically to write for Cody Rhodes.
Because he's a singles wrestler. Yeah.
Right. Lashley is now considered a top baby face. Yeah. And you're right, in RK Bro.
And Lashley's gonna get crushed.
If he doesn't hold on, doesn't hit the ropes the right way, he's gonna get crushed. You guys see that?
Oh yeah.
Guaranteed.
Didn't somebody post it on the in the gorilla position forum?
I don't think so.
I should have.
Lashley's going back to mediocrity. I hate to say it because
without MVP, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right.
And you have him, and he's going to start dropping to Omos. I mean, come on.
Well, they want to push Omos.
I know,
but again, if you push Omos to the hilt, and you put a title around him, and I'll legitimately see, and this is a Walter quote: if it doesn't look real, don't do it. Who's going to beat him?
Exactly.
Nobody. That's why before Big Show got released, he was supposed to work with Omos.
What do you mean? And he still, I mean, at least he could have jobbed for Omos, and it would have made it better. But
what does the Big Show do right now for AEW?
Doesn't he do commentary at times?
I've never heard him do. I don't watch Friday night, and Wednesday night I DVR'd. I never heard him. So unless he's doing commentary on YouTube,
supposedly he's bringing back Captain Insano.
I heard that too.
From the Water Boy.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
No lie. That's what I heard.
And he's going to start to work in ring now with AEW.
Yeah, as Captain Insano. Really? Like, yeah. Tony Khan's the savior of wrestling. Okay.
Hey, I didn't know Danhausen could go, man.
Oh yeah. I followed that kid on YouTube. That kid can go.
Yeah, him and Hook are gonna lock it up for all in double. I like that match. Size-wise, works.
Like seriously, if anybody doubts that Danhausen can wrestle, look him up on YouTube. That kid can go.
I was shocked.
Speaking of going, the formerly known as the Iconics, the Inspiration,
have retired.
Yeah, retired.
Yep.
Are you on there?
They have stepped away from professional wrestling. The two of them together.
Well, nobody's gonna miss him, sadly.
Well, one of them's married to Spears, right?
Yeah, that's Kathy Lee.
A good looking one.
And the other one already has a kid, so that's probably why she's bouncing. So
yeah, they were really. I mean,
they weren't nothing great.
No.
My buddy Dana's here. So it would bother me.
Oh, Dana.
Hey.
Hey.
Did you get your things in the mail?
Oh yeah.
What, did you like them?
I love them. The shirts came out great.
Nice.
So
I want to pose before you go. I want to pose a question to the panel here.
Yeah.
Opinion on Vince McMahon cramming Austin Theory down in the push now, because I just want to get it out there. It seems like I don't know if the kid's ready for the big push yet. You know, I want to see more on the big stage, because when he comes out, it's like I could care less. But something tells me Vince is going to force feed this kid down our fucking throat, and he's going to give this kid the push well before I think he's ready.
I support the push, because how many times we say we need to see new guys pushed? I think.
I agree. But
can I tell you why he's getting pushed like the way he's getting pushed right now?
Why?
Besides that, he was on the bad boy list for a long time and ate a lot of crap for what he did. All that speaking out came out. He was one of the major players to be named, and he ate a lot of caca.
What speaking out you talking about?
The speaking out movement, where they sexually harassed women. Because he was in the middle of a good push in NXT, and then all of a sudden he disappeared.
Buddy, he was one of the main characters with during at the heightened part of the pandemic when Raw was inside the Performance Center.
Yep. And then all of a sudden, boom, he was gone.
Him, Ricochet.
Ricochet got called out. Velveteen Dream got called out. But Velveteen Dreams is a little bit more severe. That's why they
Patrick Harris right now. I see his stuff.
There's no evidence to prove any of that story.
So
for Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen Dream, yeah.
Yep.
Obviously, there's something for them to fire him.
Well, they fired him, but now that it was kind of like the whole Johnny Depp being fired from Disney. He was guilty until he was automatically guilty before anything came out.
Yes.
And now it's coming out that maybe it wasn't legit.
That's why. So that's why he's petitioning to get his job back. Then.
Yes. Look at I heard nobody likes him backstage, anyways.
Yeah, he's. I heard a lot of people say he's creepy.
Look what happened to Enzo, man. Come on.
Well, Enzo's a fucking head case, though.
Yeah.
He was not guilty of what he was.
And I get it, but Enzo was a dickhead backstage.
Right. So there's a perfect example of somebody who was found not guilty, clear of everything, and they still won't hire him back because his attitude sucks.
His attitude totally sucked.
I like
I mean, and then obviously the shit.
You like him, but can I tell you something? He's probably one of the worst workers I've ever seen in my whole life and did not deserve to go up on the main roster, especially a guy who tripped and almost broke his fucking neck running the ropes. It's like he's a schmed.
The only reason why he was brought up on the main roster is because of Big Cass, and then Big Cass became a fucking head case.
It was the shtick. Vince loved the shtick down in NXT. He loved the stick.
The realest guy in the room stick, yeah.
He loved it.
And it was over. Whether you liked
it was over. It was. Don't get me wrong, but I won't let that little geek live it down to when he was running the ropes in that one match and he tripped and smacked his head off the rope and almost knocked himself out.
He did knock himself out.
Manager, dude.
What?
That's
he did knock himself out.
Make a manager.
If you look, managers aren't. There ain't managers in wrestling no more. It's a lost art.
Yeah, there's not.
Make something old new again.
Can I tell you something, Forbes? I wish there was mouthpieces in wrestling.
LA Knight. Well, they're trying to do there.
Yeah, but LA Knight's going to end up wrestling. I mean, he's starting a stable. Malcolm Bivens is probably the only legit manager that they had in WWE, or by WWE standards still have, until they released him, and I'm not buying it. So,
yep. When I seen some of them, the Malcolm Bivens one, like I said, the and Dexter Lumis, Dakota Kai. Those would be mind baffling. The other people, they ain't really done much of anything, anyways.
I didn't even know who some of them were, to be honest with you.
Neither did I.
I still would like them to burn the 24/7 title because AJP called me from Halifax last week when they did that wedding segment in the ring, and he was popping all the way to fucking Massachusetts.
That was over. I liked it. I found it entertaining. I'm sorry.
That was the worst television I've seen in a long time. I shut my TV off because it was April vacation and my kid had a friend sleeping over, and he had to apologize to his friend what a geek his father was for watching that crap.
Yeah,
it wasn't from watching that crap. It's just you are who you are. But
it was so bad that Dana Brooke had to apologize to the fans.
What?
Yeah.
Dana Brooke went on social media and apologized to the fans.
Yeah, it was that bad. Oh yeah, it was the shits.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Well, you could tell by the look on Tamina's face. You could tell by the look on Tamina's face through that whole segment that she did not want no part of it. Didn't want to be there at all.
Wow.
And then you're gonna kiss Tozawa? That's like kissing him. That's like kissing Forbesy. Jesus Christ.
It's like everybody wants to be a Mrs. Fingers, buddy.
What they should do with the 24/7 title is they should make it the Raw television title and make it the one title that's defended weekly on WWE Raw, and you can put it on somebody big. Like,
see, there you go, and then you're pleased, Forbes. Now there's a title on Raw.
That's
Jeez, exactly Capello, you should apply for the writer's job they got up on.
I keep on like, and I don't say that as a joke. Like, I really do mean it, man. You should really go on to LinkedIn every week.
They're desperate. They're desperate for writers.
They are taking resumes all the time, guy. Like, you could really be more than what I say. What you believe I said you was an armchair booker, and I believe in you. I believe in your skills as you could write real stuff for a real $1 million company, and I mean that.
But the thing of it is, though, and this is not a knock against you, Capelli, because you know I love you. But will they take his ideas and run with it? Because he comes from the indie scene. That's the problem.
And I come from the wrestling business, and they're not. WWE has stated they're not looking for wrestling writers; they're looking for television writers.
Right.
Well, if you wrote scripts for them and they rip them up and say, "Yeah, wouldn't that pitch you off after a while?" No matter what.
I walk out the fucking door. So let me bring this up because since you brought it up, so Freddie Prinze Jr., who's a former WWE writer for the WWE.
I saw this.
He has been coming out a lot lately talking about different things. And they were talking about how it ultimately, so I wonder if this is the one you're talking about, Mike. So there was a gimmick they were doing for a wrestler who was ultimately going to work The Undertaker prior to The Undertaker. I think it was working somebody. And Triple H walks in the room and says, the guy looks like he can cut my lawn. Vince looked at it. Now, mind you, I guess Freddie Prinze Jr. had built this guy, wrote this whole thing up. Vince was all for it until one guy walks in the room. And then what happened was he said it. Kevin Dunn laughed. Bruce Pritchard laughed. Vince laughed, took the script, ripped it up and said, fuck it. All right, we're not doing it anymore. And off they went.
I heard that, but did you also hear he's trying to start his own promotion?
Yeah, I did hear that. But Freddie Prinze Jr. has come out multiple times and said ultimately that the way things are doing is they do not want, the WWE does not want professional wrestlers or people with connection to the wrestling business writing professional wrestling. They want someone to write who writes for television. So I could give you the greatest gimmicks in the world, but because I'm coming from a fan and coming from a person of knowledge of the wrestling business, they don't want it. They want someone who can write for television and looks at it from a view of television, whereas I look at it from...
See, now, this is where I'm going to be honest with you. We all have a mutual friend here, 3 or 4 of us. The guy's name is George Carroll. George is a highly respected person now who is an agent and writing for NXT. George has been around pro wrestling, MLW, worked NWA Power.
He is the exception to the rule. And the reason why he got his job back, I think, because Triple H lobbied for that.
He's the wife of that.
Triple H, George Carroll, myself,
Roxanne 5G.
After Walter had passed away, along with Dave, DC Dillinger, we were all talking with Triple H. And Triple H remembered who George was from the wrestling school. Because George had been a young kid going up there at that time with Perry and all them. Yep. And Triple H remembered George.
So that's how he got his job back.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we could sit here and we could talk fantasy booking and the way it should be done. And I guarantee 3/4 of the shit I would come up with, you guys would be like, I fucking love that. I do it in a second. But the problem is that's not what Vince wants. That's why I don't even waste my time. Because as Forbes said to me, when I get pissed, I'd be the guy in the room that says, you're tearing up something good, go fuck yourself then. You go put your shit on TV, I'm done. I'm not going to waste my time.
Do you think, other than the wedding and some of the corny 24/7 garbage, do you think Raw has been better since WrestleMania?
Yes. No, I think certain things have gotten better, but on the same token, on the bad side has gotten worse. It hasn't leveled itself out. It's more of what was good got better, what was worse got way worse.
I think the work-wise in the ring, in-ring work-wise, has gotten tremendously better.
Oh, that's different. Yes, wrestling-wise, we're getting better stuff.
Yeah, I agree. From what I've been able to watch, I've enjoyed the matches.
But part of that is
we very seldom ring work.
What is that?
I never have a problem with the in-ring work, man.
Okay. You have a problem with more or less the way that they're writing your soap opera.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't.
I've been entertained.
And criticize.
More and more each week, I've been more entertained.
Last match, maybe. Or that 24/7 stuff. But, like, all those guys and women were working their asses off, man. Yeah, some people are better than others, but come on, man. I never criticized the work. Same thing with AEW, man. They're putting on great work. They're in the ring. It's just, I guess I want the storylines, man. I think that's what's important to me. And even though WWE is giving them to me, I'd like them above 6th grade level. That's all.
Well, here's the thing.
But they're not catering.
So, to speak on that, what he just said, did anybody catch the interview that Amber Moon gave?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes,
Did you catch
that
it?
was great. That was a great interview, too.
So she called them out. Called them out big time. That they wanted the women in NXT to dress more sexy, like Mandy Rose, and her response was, "We cater to children. Why would we do that?"
Yeah, why am I wearing fishnets showing my ass when we cater to kids?
I read that.
Dress more like Mandy Rose.
Where's this interview? Is it online?
The quotes, if you go to Dirt Sheet Radio, their fan page on Facebook, they have like the quotations from the interview. I read it on there today.
Yep. You know, here's the thing, right? And you guys talk about it. You know, yes, AEW probably gives you great wrestling, but it's one storyline.
Yep.
For a long time, the WWE would give you storylines with some shit wrestling. At the end of the day, though, professional wrestling is supposed to be a story that you get a story and you get your...
It's a male soap opera.
You have a soap opera, and then you have your matches in the ring to help proceed the story.
Yeah. I totally 100,000% agree with you, man.
And the issue is lately, I think from both ends, from AEW and WWE, we haven't got the best story. Like, yeah, we got the Roman Reigns storyline, the Tribal Chief, the Bloodline, great. We're getting the RK Bro storyline, and in the same token, I myself have grown to really want to see Randy Orton break the title. I want him to break the record. I want him to have 17 because he's just...
I think you're onto something there, man. I think maybe Randy takes it, and then maybe from Randy.
Who?
Cody.
The way I see it is this. No, I see Cody. I see it the other way. Cody is going. The way I would do this is I would start building Cody up slowly but surely. Cody starts to go, and I'll tell you how you could do it if The Rock showed up, because WrestleMania is going to be on 2 nights again, right?
Yeah.
Cody needs to go over at the Rumble. Cody gets the dream shot. Here's the opportunity. But The Rock and Roman are going to wrestle at WrestleMania. The way you do it is you set it up so that because there's only one champion, Rock and Roman wrestle at WrestleMania, night 1. Because of the stipulation of Royal Rumble, Cody has to now wrestle, gets his shot on night 2. He'll win, and it helps keep Roman Reigns strong, because Roman can say, I wrestled and beat The Rock night 1, and I was forced to wrestle the second night. I wasn't 100%. So Roman doesn't. He loses to Cody, but doesn't. He still keeps his he can use
credibility.
That credibility and use that heat. And Cody goes over on night 2. If you do it that way, I personally, that's how I would write it. Cody, I'd build Cody up, build him up. I'd have him start with the bloodline going after them right after SummerSlam, lead it a little bit into Survivor Series, and then boom, at Rumble, Cody comes out 1 or 2, does the spiel, does the whole song and dance. He goes over.
So I got one thing to throw at you. Do you think that the remake of Evolution with Triple H playing the Ric Flair part could come to
You mean Legacy?
Yes.
Why? Well, first off,
I'm just saying. Listen.
First off,
why with who?
I've only seen I've seen some things that people have put up over the past few days with the seeing Cody with Orton and Riddle and go, wouldn't this be good if they reformed?
No, Legacy was good back when it was there because
I get it. I get it.
Now, honestly, Orton. When Orton and RK Bro is kind of passed over, I think it shouldn't be Orton turns heel. Let Orton do his face run because he's over like a motherfucker.
Let Riddle turn heel.
No, not even. Let them just break apart. Let them break apart. Let them do their own thing because you need faces. And, then let Randy kind of go after Cody after the fact. But no, I don't want to see another Evolution or Legacy gimmick. It's done. Evolution has already had its comeback when you did Batista, Orton, and Triple H against Shield.
Yeah,
it's done.
But the thing of it is with you were saying let Randy Orton be his face because he's over. Yes, he's at the height of his face run. Now is the time to turn him heel.
Yeah, but he's already been the biggest heel in the business. Let somebody else have that, other than Roman Reigns, which right now Edge is starting to slowly go back to taking that over as being the number 1 heel. And it'll come with more time.
I don't know. I still think Miz has that claim right now because people just love to hate him.
Yeah, Vince is the biggest heel in the WWE.
Not really, because they cheer him when he comes out. But
I think Orton should have one more run at that WWE Championship. At least
I want to see Orton have 3 more, so he gets to 17.
I agree.
Listen, if there's somebody who deserves to break it, it should be him.
I agree.
All right, so
you could probably squeeze in a couple of hot potatoes in there to get them to that number 2.
Couple of hot stove items, I guess. Word has it that Bo Dallas is returning to wrestling, potentially in AEW.
I heard that.
Bray Wyatt is open to a WWE return, providing the money is correct.
I read that.
Yeah, did you see what he's asking?
Well, he left making $4 million.
He wants more than that.
Yeah, once I'd see it anywhere from 5.5 to 6 million.
Yep.
Per year, not per contract. Per year.
And
he's not getting that.
And word has it that we're finally going to see, once Liv is done working with Rhea, a Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan tag team.
They look so much alike, I've always thought.
Me too, and I think they would get over well. I think you could do a lot with them. We should be seeing the return of Bayley anytime soon.
Can you imagine what her ass looks like now?
Bayley's probably about as wide as my chair.
Fucking Forbesy. out of nowhere. Can you imagine what her ass looks like right now? As big as your head.
I saw her somewhere, and I thought it was Raquel.
And I know that they're going to be eventually, I guess, I think they said at some point this year they're calling up the Usos' brother.
Yes. Oh, good.
Yep.
Yep, I like that.
Which would make sense.
Guys, not to switch over back to AZW, but the Jericho Appreciation Society sucks. It's awful. I like them trying to bring new stars or whatever, man, but he's got jabronis with him, man.
Yeah, it's because they're Canadians.
No. All right, listen. The 2.0, that tag team is annoying as.
There's nothing redeeming about them at all.
No.
I like the gimmick of, like, you know, the wrestling entertainer thing, the AEW.
Well, that's just taking shots at WWE. That's all they're doing.
No, that's funny. But, like, I mean, I love Eddie Kingston's promos. He had a good one on Jericho, but, like, and I like that Kingston's back with LAX. But, like, the Jericho's counterparts with them, man, it's I can't watch it. They are terrible.
I think Eddie Kingston's a fast lob.
I love Kingston. I like his stick.
Eddie Kingston is the Kevin Owens of AEW.
Just not as good. By the way, speaking of Kevin Owens, I never laughed so hard the other night when he came out during Orton's thing. I laughed so fucking hard. Just he's perfect for it.
He's yelling at Ezekiel is cracking me up every time. He's like, no.
I mean, just because I can't believe that Ezekiel has that Elias has a twin brother, and his name's Ezekiel.
But he's speaking for all of us. That's what's great about it.
You know what's going to be priceless when they do the stupid gimmick where you don't see him where they do the gimmicks where he comes out as Elias. He's like, well, I'm Elias. I just shaved my beard. Then he's like, no, you're Ezekiel. And he goes, no, I'm Elias. Ezekiel's my younger brother. That's exactly what I would do.
But if I'm writing it, you know how I would do it? I'd put a fake beard on it and then have someone punch it off.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, that's because you're a clown, and that's what you would think.
I like the comedy part of it.
Did anybody get Ultimate Warrior vibes from Ezekiel the other night?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man,
yeah.
Yes. The tassels and the way he's got that gear.
Yeah.
He's just ripping everybody right now. I think that's
he's ripping the motherfucker.
Yeah, he is.
He's over with it. I give it to him, man. He is.
Dude, but you could definitely tell that, like, you tell that he has to shave that thing, his face every day.
Every day.
It's like, you see how dark it is and, like, the some of the ingrown hairs that he had to pull out.
Yeah, I wish I could have been a fly on the wall when these meetings first occurred and what his face must have looked like.
Well, he's got those pock marks probably from, like, teenage.
Oh, yeah. Could tell he had acne bad as a teenager.
Yeah. No, he probably had chicken pox. Those are probably chicken pox guys.
That's probably why that's why he grew the beard out.
Oh, so yeah, you couldn't see that on his face.
It was funny when they put out the picture. They gimmicked the picture of the two of them taking the picture together.
Yeah.
That's great. I like it. I'm pleasantly surprised how much I enjoy Ezekiel.
So I watched the last couple of weeks. I've been watching getting caught up with some of the Stone Cold stuff. I enjoyed the Bubba Ray Dudley one.
Yes.
It was good.
Yes.
It was good. You know, Bubba sees the business the way it should be seen.
And it's funny too because Bubba was never really trained.
I know.
And I never knew that. I never, like, he was trained by, like,
Johnny
working for. No, he was not. He was not trained by Johnny Rods. He was trained by the boys.
No shit.
He was trained. Yeah, he said, he goes, I never was really formally
Devon
trained.
was trained by Johnny Rods.
Right.
Yeah, but Mike, you can't agree with his Charlotte Flair take. Come on.
Really? Did you really have to, like, spoil the show by
what did he
mentioning?
say? I forget what he said about Charlotte Flair.
where did you guys get this? The Bubba Ray? Is this a Smoking Skulls?
Yeah,
Yes.
Smoking Skulls. Yeah.
Yes.
And when is this from?
2 weeks ago. A week
2 weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah.
there's new ones up there.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I didn't know that. You know, I hardly use my subscription to Peacock.
Yeah, that there's some good stuff on there. The Stone Cold stuff was good. Like I watched the leader one with her gizzle neck. God. Yeah. God forgive me with that fucking.
Ones are good too. Ones are good too.
I mean, I don't know how big of a cock is she taking down her throat.
Stop it!
To have that
Stop!
thing all wrinkled up like that.
Stop it!
But anyways,
Did you watch any of the Evil series?
I watched. Yeah, so the Orton one was good. Hogan one was the best.
Yes.
Hogan was the best. Yeah.
Yep.
The Evil series is great because you kind of see how the heel turns.
Flair's was good too, though.
Roman.
Yeah. So, but yeah, some of the good stuff on there. You know, it get caught up on it. I'd like to see some more Dark Side of the Ring stuff, some new stuff. That'd be nice.
Not happening. Vice never picked it up.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much. It would have been nice.
Not after the debacle of the last season.
Why do you feel last season was a debacle?
Because what happened to Tommy Dreamer and Ric Flair?
Yeah.
Because ultimately Tommy Dreamer has been fucking ostracized from the business.
He's coming back though. He's been on the Busted Open.
He's been on Busted Open.
Well,
his banner is hanging. I seen an updated picture of Times Square with a banner, and it's Tommy Dreamer on the banner in Times Square, promoted with the Busted Open on Sirius Radio.
But the thing of it is, though, right. But the thing of it is, though, Tommy Dreamer, he had the book for NWA for TNA, and it was starting to get good, and now it's again.
But
he'll make his way back.
I think he survived it. He survived.
Flair survived it.
Yeah, well, because it's Flair. Yeah. You know, like JR said, some people are just made men and they're untouchable.
Yeah,
Flair's
Flair
one of them.
survived it, like legal wise, but like he's not working with any promotions.
He's being recognized by the WWE again.
Yep. He'll be back.
Can I tell you something? The next thing you'll hear in the next month or two is that we'll be back to the beginning part of the Monday Night Raws and the SmackDowns. That thing they do. His crew will return.
You'll probably see Bret Hart in that too because he just signed a lucrative multi-year contract with WWE.
And that threw a huge monkey wrench in the spokes of AEW because they were hot on the trail of Bret Hart and bringing him in to be the manager of FTR.
I believe there's heat between Bret and Martha.
There is. Because Martha allowed AEW to do the Owen Hart thing.
It shouldn't be. I'm sorry. It should be WWE.
What Bret's upset about, one of the things I heard he's upset about is Martha supposedly forgave the WWE or is willing to work past it, but she still hasn't allowed Owen to go into the Hall of Fame. And Bret's pissed about it.
They call her every. They probably call her every year and ask, and she says no. Guarantee it. He belongs there.
He does.
Whether he got killed or not in a WWE ring, just on his body of work in the ring as a wrestler, he belongs in the WWE Hall of Fame.
If Owen was 10 years younger and was wrestling now, think of the matches we would have had. Owen AJ, Owen Seth Rollins, Owen Cody. I mean, you're talking.
I agree.
Work.
So. All right, boys. What do you think? We're about time to wrap this thing up, and hopefully we get some major news coming our way for the show next week.
Yeah, because I've been up since 2:00 this morning, so I'm ready to go.
No problem, brother. No problem at all. I think we've covered all the bases. I think this has been one of the best shows we've had in a while. We just talk the talk and walk the walk, and I believe this was an entertaining show. Said a lot of cool things, voiced our opinions. There was no arguments going on. it was true American patriotism.
Well, I tried to start an argument, but it didn't work.
A little bit of Canadian in there too. A little bit of
There
Canadian.
you go. I got
you got 3 people with shit on their head, so I mean, you know.
Shit. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Forbes, what hat you wearing? A Mets hat? Oh, LA Dodgers. Yeah, I should have known.
Not one clown dropped. Not one you clown. Not one.
I called you a clown this earlier.
I'm going to see the clowns tomorrow night at the circus.
Hey, someone tell Mike to go dye his beard.
I was just gonna say I go dye my beard, but you know, don't hate. Believe me, there's gray in there. Just can't see it.
All right, fellas, we'll
It's kind of funny. I'm 50 years old and I look younger than all you clowns.
I don't know.
I don't know about that, buddy.
I do.
I don't know about that, pal.
I do, Grizzly Man. And you look like you've been eating a powdered donut for an hour.
I refuse to put color in my beard.
I'm the oldest one in the room, fellas.
True.
So instead of the realest guy in the room, you're the oldest guy in the room.
And the biggest clown in the room.
So, fellas, you'll have to pay attention because Wednesday night, me and Mr. Vinny Capelli, we debut a sports talk show, and you guys hopefully you'll tune in and give it a watch and bust our balls. And
bust your balls, I'm there.
I know you will. Anyways, we look forward to it.
A sports talk show on what, like baseball, football, hockey?
Yes,
Sports, you moron. What do you think you're talking about, croquet?
Strictly sports, and hopefully this Sunday I will officially have the UTL that I'm able to just push a button, and from here on in, all the shows will be going to Spotify and Google Play and iTunes.
Capelli, do you plan on letting Bill Belichick have it?
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, look forward to it.
I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna lead you in with something. Jay brought it up. I think it's time to make a move because there's a coach out there that I want to see in New England, and you have to tune in Wednesday to find out who that is.
Sean Payton.
I say nothing. Not until Wednesday.
That's right. All right, boys.
Hold on a second. Wait, hold on. Forbes, were you a blonde chick in your former life? Because I'm starting to wonder now. Like, seriously. Like, are you going to be talking about real sports? No, they're going to be talking about... They're going to be talking about tennis and freaking badminton, you moron. Okay, Jay, you can go now.
Thank you, everyone out there in Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube land. Tune in next week, either Friday or Saturday night. Stay tuned. And Wednesday, we debut our sports talk show. Capelli and Rumble will be humble. Won't humble.
Call it real sports. Call it real sports.
Real sports with Rumble and Capelli. I like it. All right, fellas. Have a great evening. We'll see you all next week.
Later.
Oh, my God. He...